Day 4, channeling from Source. We said the world wasn't real. We said that everything starts at a thought, a design from the invisible world, and it is fueled by the emotions. Electric thoughts, magnetic emotions. And that electromagnetic field is created through the prism of your awareness or level of consciousness. And there is no good, no bad, no right, no wrong, no judgment, for you are Source, experiencing itself as an individual self. Therefore, you chose separation on a level that you are not aware of. Or let's say some of you might be. But the play, the game, is that you forget who you are. And then you experience density in the density of the body, in the density of a planet which is ruled by polarity. And polarity is the program, the construct of your world. Everything is based on duality. So when you look at a glass which contains liquid halfway, most people will say, oh, I'm a glass half full type of person, or they're a glass half empty type of person. But in reality, you're both. If you're a half full, it means that you will focus on the fullness of life, but the emptiness of life is still there. It's as present. And if you're a half empty type of person, the fullness of life is still there, and you're focused on the half empty. You see, to go and take it a little bit further, this wouldn't exist without the glass. So you wouldn't exist without the space which contains all that is and contains all the energy, thoughts, vibration frequencies, all the atoms, protons, electrons, whatever we want to name them, of the universe. So what does that mean for you? It is a continuation of awareness as we described it yesterday, and an expanded version of taking your awareness to a level that some of you reached in your meditations, in these special moments where you align. What we're inviting you to do today is to realize that everything is part of your existence. And through your awareness, you select your world based on the inner knowing that is absolutely irrefutable, that everything stems from the invisible world and is created as matter. And as it is created, it falls into duality because it creates space, it creates time. There is a before and there is an after duality. You were born, there was a before. There's an after, you are alive. And there will be an after, you will not be there anymore. And that obviously goes through the filters of your own personality according to what you believe. Your soul is eternal. The body goes through changes. The soul is timeless. God or source is timeless. That's the invisible that we refer to. And as you start expanding into that dimension of the ether, of the beyond time and space, of the eternal, as you access these beyond state truth of your own self, wisdom is partaked. Wisdom is made manifest, and you open to a knowledge which will be beyond what your brain can encapsulate at the time. Your brain will understand it, but it is something that you will know comes from a much more expanded wisdom, because your mind will go, wow, yeah, I've read about this, I've heard about this, I see. And the beauty in expanding into the infinite is that it bypasses your brain into you becoming it. And there we deep dive into the notion of the divine feminine and the divine masculine as defined by Tantra. Tantra is wildly misunderstood in the West. Tantra comes from Sanskrit, and tan means to extend, to spread. Tra means principle, doctrine. It literally means expanding into the infinite, knowing that you are the embodiment of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And Nadej was surprised when she experienced in one of her journeys with plant medicine the divine masculine as it was presented to her as an energy of absolute softness and incredible power, which can only be defined by the space, the vessel, the container. So boundless, limitless, absolute compassion, absolute power, but that power coming from wisdom. And then she was presented with the divine feminine, which needs the space, uses the space as the vessel of creation. And the feminine is the creative power. So with creation comes destruction, because what is created can be destroyed and will wither away. And there is an incredible power in the divine feminine. That power as she felt it, as it was shown to her, would have been actually the power she thought the masculine had, as the West describes it. The main thing here is not to compare. The main thing here is to realize that space, the limitless space, the ether, combined with the power of creation, creates the miracle of existence. And you are a miracle of existence. Do you realize the millions of miracles that it actually took for you to be born and for you to be alive still now? One of your ancestors, just one, if we took out just one of your ancestors, out of the millions of them, you do not exist. They had to meet exactly when they met. They had to conceive a baby exactly when it was conceived. It had to work. Your parents had to meet and conceive you exactly when they did. And for you specifically to be created out of the millions of sperms in the womb, it was a race. It was a race for the creation of you, and the lucky winner entered an egg, and the miracle of you started. So it started well before you were born. And most of you don't even live with that reverence to life, to your ancestors, to the miracle that you are. Then, for the miracle of the cell to divide and for everything to go well, that again is the realms of the miraculous. For you to be born safely, healthy, is another miracle. For you to survive the first years of life and just how many years you have been in existence. If we took a guess at the chances of you being who you are, where you're at right now, it would be a number to the power of something incredible. We can't even imagine the number. So, my dear one, you are a miracle of existence. And today we are asking you to expand your awareness into the understanding that you are more than your body. You are more than who you think you are. You are more than the definitions you've been giving yourself or that others have been giving yourself. And you can choose differently. You can choose to reconnect. You've never lost the connection. You've just forgotten. So remember that in you, Source experiences itself with a majesty that is beyond what the mind could dream of. Your heart knows that. Have reverence for who you are. Have reverence for this life. Decide to be the miracle of existence today. Dear one, we love you beyond words, beyond worlds. Namaste.